Right. Welcome back to another episode of my movie review series. Episode 53. Now, a couple of days ago, I said I was going to come back and do another Elm Street film. Well, this is going to be the last one for the week. And it's going to be the remake. Nightmare on Elm Street 2010. Yep. Yeah, this is the one, man. This is the one that nobody wanted at all. Not one person wanted this movie. I mean, forget the fact that, we all grown up, full adults. Times have changed. And, this movie here, this was, just let's face it, this was not your daddy's Freddy Krueger. And at this point, we're the daddies. So, you watch this movie and automatically, you knew that you weren't going to like this movie. I mean, I'm sure you knew you weren't going to like this movie. I mean, if you've seen the Friday the 13th remake, you knew you weren't going to like that movie. If you've seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, you knew you weren't going to like that movie. If you've seen the Halloween remake, you knew you was not going to like that movie. You knew it. I mean, let's face it. I mean, this is not for you. Because this is not your daddy's killer. And we are the daddies. So yeah, this was the remake that nobody wanted. But we got it anyway. Got it? Took it. Just deal with it. I mean, 'cause this is standing now. This is gonna be standard for a very long time. Robert Englund hung up the glove, man. Freddy vs. Jason, after that, it was over for him. He ain't not gonna do Elm Street film no more. He hung up the glove. He retired. He's in Freddy retirement, So, you got these new faces, these new cats that's coming in. Jackie Earl Haley, he's now Fred Krueger. Okay. Hate it or love it, he's Fred Krueger. And then, speaking of new faces, you got these kids like Rooney Mara and Katie Cassidy. Oh boy, let me boast about this girl in just a minute. And Thomas Decker. I mean, you got these young cats coming in. This is your movie now. This is set in stone here. So, Nightmare on Elm Street 2010 remake. This is it. This is set in stone. I mean, I learned a long time ago, after the Friday remake, I learned a long time ago, this is change. And got to accept change. I'm sorry, but I am very accepting of this movie. I mean, if you saw my um, Friday the 13th, that mega review I did, right here, click on it. If you saw that, then you would see that I said, when I was talking about the Friday remake, you see that I said that not only that I like the Elm Street remake, but I like it a lot more than I did Friday. And this is coming from me, the avid Jason fan, okay? This is coming from me, out of all people. So, wow, man, I tell you, yeah, that speaks mega volumes. Mega volumes. So, yeah, you know, you got these, you got this movie. You got this movie, and it tried to deliver for you a different perspective on what these particular characters are. I mean, yeah, I like the fact that they got this thing called micro naps. You can dream while you're still awake. Yeah. I mean, in a way, I would like to see if that could really happen. I mean, how many days can you go without sleep? I mean, me, I went one full day without sleep, and I experienced any micro naps because I wasn't awake that long. So but yeah, I went one full day without sleep, and yeah, it was tiring. But hey, it was something to talk about. Though it was quite an experience to talk about. So yeah, you got that little addition. Yeah, this thing called micro naps. You can dream while you're still awake. That was very useful in this particular movie. But yeah, with these characters though, you got characters like Chris, Nancy, Jesse. I mean, these names, man, they're Elm Street remake pretty much did what the Friday remake did. I mean, the Friday remake, they took elements of the four, the first four films, and they swirled it all around, and they made a nice little potion out of it. Now, with this movie right here, they took elements from the first three Elm Streets. They swirled it all around and tried to give you a nice little formula, a nice little potion out of it, So, this movie, it tried. That's what I'm saying. Even though I like this movie, I still like this movie. I'm not gonna say that I still like it more than I liked it the Friday remake. I'm not gonna say that because I've grown to like the Friday remake a lot more. So with this movie though, it's still high up there. I mean, the rating is it's gonna be ridiculous, to say the least. You know. But yeah, I tell you though, with these kids, with these new faces, you got Rooney Mara playing Nancy, a girl named Nancy. Not the same Nancy that Helen Langenkamp played, but another girl named Nancy. You got this kid named Thomas Dekker playing a kid named Jesse, or another guy named Jesse. Not the one that was in part 2, but another guy named Jesse. And then you got, oh man, Katie Cassidy playing a girl named Chris, which may be short for Kristen, you know? Another girl named Chris, not the same one from part 3, who was Kristen, you know? So, you know, they tried to give you a little bit of nods from first films with this one, you know? Nice little twists and turns from the first divisional film with this one. You know, they tried doing that, and, you know, none of that really mattered to any of you cats because y'all weren't accepting of it. I mean, I'm sure you wanted to like it, but, you know, none of you weren't accepting of it. So, but yeah, you know, like I said, you know, just let me boast about Katie Cassidy a bit, you know, because this is my review. So I'm going to boast about Katie Cassidy. So yeah, man, I tell you, this chick, man, boy, what can I start? I mean, how beautiful is this girl? I mean, wow. Yeah. Yes, man. Oh, how beautiful is this girl? I mean, I guess you could say that she was like she kind of like the Janet Leigh of this movie, you know. You know, you think that it would revolve around her character. You think it would, because you know it was, you know, her ex-boyfriend that was killed by Freddy. You know, he was the first killed in the movie. So, you know, you think that it would revolve around her, but it didn't. It revolved around Nancy. So, you know. But yeah, I tell you, this movie though, man, it's just, you know, yeah, you know, and what a lot of people hated more about this movie is the fact that not only Jackie Earl Haley played Krueger, but the look of him, it was the man's look. I mean, comparing Krueger in this movie to Krueger in the original, you know, you got Krueger in the original, you've seen a lot of Robert Englund in that makeup. You've seen a lot of him, you know, even though it was all covered up, you know, great makeup job. Each film is different kind of makeup, but, you know, even though he was all covered up in that makeup, you still see a lot of Robert Englund in that makeup in the original. But with Jackie Earle Haley in this film, you know, you've seen some of Jackie's face, but you've seen a makeup of a burn victim. I mean, have you seen burn victims' faces? You know, they're not the prettiest thing in the world. I mean, they're 100% unrecognizable. So yeah, he looked like an actual burn victim. I mean, it was burnt, it was melted. You know, part of his face like melted to the point that he nearly covered his mouth. You know, but yeah, you know, just, whew, yeah, grotesque makeup. Yeah. You know, yeah. When I heard that Clancy Brown was gonna do this movie, I thought he was gonna, you know, I thought we were gonna hear his voice, dubbed as Kruger. But no, it wasn't. That wasn't the case. Jackie Earl Haley. If you seen him in Watchmen, you see that he played Rorschach. And he did that character's voice. So I guess when the fans thought that the job he did as Rorschach, he would do a much more equally good job as Fred Krueger. Because, believe it or not, it was the fans that picked this guy to play Krueger. you know. So yeah, you get what you wish for. you know. So yeah, you played yourself. Yeah, man, I tell you. Yeah, so when he doing Kruger's voice in this movie, little Nancy, now that you got me, what game you want to play first? I can't do as well as he did because but that was a little bit close in my opinion. But anyway, boy, I tell you, yeah, this was a very interesting film in my opinion because this is a subjective opinion. It may be the unpopular opinion, but this is very subjective, and yeah. You're not the one doing this review. I am. So, respectfully, some subjective opinion. Yeah, this movie was very interesting to say the least. But, like I said before, it tried. This movie had tried. I will give credit where credit is due. The movie tried. And a lot of fans of Krueger, this is like 20 years we're talking about. A lot of fans of Krueger, they didn't one thing I don't understand is as much as people hate the sequels, why would you love that particular Freddy in those sequels? I mean, you hated the fact that he put on some shades in part 4, but you would love to see that particular Freddy in part 4. Am I right about this or what? So, when they took Krueger, that was very dark and very sinister, the way he was originally intended to be in 1 and 3 in Freddy vs. Jason, the way he was intended to be. When they took that particular Freddy and they evolved him into this remake, you think that people that will want to see a more darker, more evil Freddy would just automatically accept that. We got what we really wanted out of this. But I guess, blind rage that a lot of people have exposed for this movie, a lot of that, they just couldn't get past, Maybe I see things from another different perspective, I try and get the positive out of a lot of these films, So, I knew from the jump, from the very first trailer, I knew that this was going to be different. I knew that this is not going to be your daddy's Fred Krueger. And considering that all of us now are the daddies, even though we're not, some of us are not actual daddies. I know a lot of you out there got kids. You know, but yeah, in a way of speaking, in a way of thinking, yeah, this is, we are the daddies, and this is not our Fred Krueger. So I was willing to accept that from the jump. But yeah, I tell you though, man, this movie though, it just tried. It just tried, I can't really fault them for that. So, the musical, the score in this movie, it was pretty damn good. I mean, yeah, it was, yeah, very tolerable. It took, I'm not gonna say it took elements from the original film. I mean, yeah, it did in the opening credits. So not the opening credits, but when the title, title of the movie, "In That Elm Street." When that flashed on screen, it gave you that the old theme song, ding 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 ding, that one. So it gave you that, but it was a nice little mix of the new theme song that was playing in the opening credits. As a matter of fact, I have a nice little remix of that, near 1984 and 2008, kind of a mashup, kind of. He plays the original theme song, and then and then it quickly switches over to the 2010 theme song to finish it out. I'll link it in the description. And I like that song from the Everly Brothers in the description too. Dreams. Dream, dream, dream. I like that in the discussion too. Real good stuff. Real good music. As far as good music is concerned, since it is Hauntober, I'm going to. I already have, reposted my playlist of every single horror theme that I can think of. I'm not done that playlist yet. There are a lot of horror themes out there, a lot of iconic horror themes out there that needs to get on that playlist. So 50 songs in total right now, but it's going to keep growing throughout the month. So yeah. No, I'm not going to link that into the description, but I'm going to. I'm just letting you know it's on my my channel, my YouTube channel. So okay, yeah, that's all I can say about this movie. It just tried. It tried. Unfortunately, it failed. You're not going to get another Elm Street film, especially with Jackie Earle Haley playing Krueger. But if you played the Mortal Kombat game, the 2009 Mortal Kombat game. Wait a minute, that game came out in 2009? Most likely it came out in 2011. Anyway, you know that Mortal Kombat game, that reboot game, Krueger, he's a downloadable character in that game too. So, And yeah, they took Jackie Earl Haley's likeness from that movie and they put him in the game. You know, same thing they did with Derek Mears and um in a Friday remake, and they stuck him in the Mortal Kombat X as a DLC. Okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's my review, and I'm sticking to it. You know, because I give this movie the rating of guess what? It's gonna be ridiculous, but yeah, it's a 4 out of 5. So yeah, man. Yeah, I give that a 4 out of 5. Yeah, yeah, it's ridiculous. I know. You know, it's crazy. I know. I'm crazy. I know. Tell me about it. Yeah, but you know, like I said, I'm giving credit where credit is due. You know, I like this movie. Liked it from the start. Still like it now. You know, a lot of people out there don't like it. I'm not like other people out there. I'm my own individual. So you know, give credit where credit is due. That's my review, and I'm sticking to it. Now, tomorrow night is going to be a whole different atmosphere. I'm going to do a movie review on another horror film because it's still Hauntober and we are in the early stages, but it's going to be looking very different. You know, you're not going to get this type of filter, and you're not going to, in the background, it's going to look like the reviews that I did before October started. You know, if you see my other movie review, you see I had a whole different kind of background. You know, I had posters of Expendables and shit on my wall. But yeah, you know, it's gonna be that particular background because that was a pre-taped um, review. You know, I did that last month, so you know I had to get that out the way because you know there were things that were changing around, so I had to get that out the way first. So, with that being said, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow night in a much more different setting. But then after that, it's going to be back to this nice little ghostly filter. So yeah, you guys take care. Keep it locked right here. Check out my other shit right here and subscribe to me right here. But in the meantime, in between time, Jack, show off.